Betway, you never cease to amaze me. That video was quite something, and probably my favorite video I've actually seen so far, and throughout tonight, really. But nonetheless, welcome back, of course, to ESL Pro League. We've got what is, I think, going to be quite the interesting game after seeing Heroic, of course, just face NIP. And 25-21 was one score, and 16-9, I believe, was the second map. That says a lot about going forward. What are they going to be playing like up against North?
You're not going to introduce me?
I mean,
you're just going to throw me a question.
Everyone knows who you are at this point. Everyone knows who you are, man.
No, they don't. They have no idea who I am. But anyway.
This is the Alex Snods Byfield, of course. There you go.
There we go. Finally.
Screen as well.
Finally. Anyway, all jokes aside. Yeah, North versus Heroic, obviously the domestic matchup for today. Heroic after playing the very, very long-winded matchup versus NIP, as it seems like NIP with the dog's bollocks.
Oh god, you've already been there. I was thinking myself when I was watching that. I was like, he's going to bring it up at some point.
Of course.
It's a very you thing to do. But
you thing to do. Well, you know what? From near enough London, you know, you do pick up the slang.
Of course, of course. So I have to ask the simple question, as we've not got too long, of course. We're not going to keep you guys waiting for much longer. We are going to get into this game ASAP. But I think the simple question on a lot of people's mind is, who are the man to watch? I mean, I'm definitely looking at Nico, just from watching that last game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Nico from Heroics, one of the players to watch, very highly skilled, very highly talented. For me, it's Valde.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of eyes on him taking the role out of Magic's boy. I think Valde fits North a lot better, especially for a team like North, where MSL has a very regimented structure. And it's very important that the roles fit very well. So I think Valde instead of Magic's boy makes sense. There you go. That'll be my 60 seconds.
That's your 60-second little bit of insight. Of course, Overpass is map 1 and Train is map number 2. I'm actually excited for Train. I think Train could be very exciting, but I'm not going to get into that
those odds. Ooh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I think they're actually quite fair. The only thing
I think like maybe a little bit more leeway could be given.
I think because it's a domestic matchup, I agree. More leeway can be given. If you look at these teams on paper, obviously North going to Presenter had the 2-1 victory versus Liquid. They lost to G2, they lost to Astralis, and obviously a top 8 team, the last major, Legends, a Legends status team, versus Heroic, a team that didn't even make it to the major, I believe. So 3.1 to 1.33, teams on paper, it makes sense. The only issue is this is a domestic matchup, and you can never take those things into account because these teams, these players, they know each other like the back of their hand.
Yeah, I think their actual record right now is 10-3 head-to-head.
In favour of North, I mean.
In favour of North.
Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe, of course. I mean, then again, I feel like it was more back in Source or back in the early days of Counter-Strike where domestic matchups really were more important because back then you played your local LANs, you played your local tournaments, you had your little cliques. And now that this game's gone so global, it's always on an international scale.
Well, let's find out. Can Heroic break the 6-map loss streak they are currently on? That's right now something I'm going to be thinking about going forward as they start on their CT side. The kit, of course, on S-Tac, as everyone else wielding the Kevlar, backed by the USPs. North, meanwhile, whole lot of flashbangs, and they're going to be looking to explode out on towards that B site with no one there to defend it, aside from Moddy, who's boosted up. Tap all he wants, but barely any kills coming through. Scrapes a frag finally on towards Daisy, but too little too late. The site has been taken. The bomb is going down.
5 versus 4 now, and it will be low HP for Moddy, but not before he found that first kill. Kit for tag in the smoke as well, so now North can slow the pace of this round down, try and get one more kill, then enter the site as a 5 versus 3, as they have the kit to boot.
Valde's position could be so fruitful right now. Nico taking down one, but Valde annihilated by S-Tag. That certainly went a bit of a different way than we expected. MSL trying to survive on short, being that second line of defense. The smoke, meanwhile, has come through. The defuse being stuck. The retake, perfection from her.
Oh, Config will find 2 nice headshots, but unfortunately it will just be the extra $600 for him. Won't be anything crazy to amount from that. So, from Heroic, well played retake there. Obviously playing the boosted position towards CT lower. Got the first kill onto Moddy. And then from there, they had the man advantage. They slowed the pace down. They waited for that next kill. Nico found it. Then a 5 versus 3, they were able to push in with the man advantage and swarm that site. 1-2-0 as Heroic will claim the first pistol round. As it will be the Eco coming out from North. The bomb being planted means that North can now buy into number 3. Because Config, obviously, saved the Kevlar, got 3 kills, that's $900. You can afford the Deagle into this round. Has Kevlar from the last one, but apart from that, it's only going to be Glocks.
These Glocks, well, they are going to be rocking out up towards A now. Snappy, the first point of contact, greeted by MSL, and that's the first kill, and ultimately an extra $600 put right into his bank account. And the second deposit, of course, likely to come in from a variety of players, Config being one. He already steps into the spotlight, lets it happen. Valde not going to go down without a fight, does tap away with his P250, and hey, it leads to a frag, and a kill's a kill, simply put. Problem is, you're still going to end up dying. KGB putting a little bit more into the round as he does punish Nico. Ooh, close, but no cigar.
Close indeed. No victory cigar so far for North, as they will be taking on 2 weapons from Heroic. But apart from that, That's pretty much all she wrote. Because finally, Cajun B will go down as well. 2-0, but the question is, what's the bar going to be like for North into the first buy on 10? It's looking fairly stellar as well. Get the bomb down, you go for the full save of the Glocks, you get those 2 kills. And the thing is as well, each kill is really vital into that last round. The reason being is not only does it lower the economy for Heroic, which is already fairly low right now, only a few players on around $1,000, SC tag with the UMP onto $2,000. What it does is, that $300 with the Glock equals to a smoke grenade, that equals to a Molotov as well, potentially with the extra 100 if you can find that. So the utility is crucial.
Talking about utility, I mean, it's all pretty much been thrown into the wind as KGB got ever so aggressive, and the early reward has been gifted to him, taking this life of Snappy. The whole CT side basically thrown into disarray as the Ultron will draw up towards A. It's this very passive, kind of SK-like setup. Pushing up towards long, ballsy move, and again leads to just another trade for North. The advantage handed well and truly towards them. Yugi trying to survive desperately with his scout, but repeat after repeat gets so incredibly hard. And it leads to only one thing, death and destruction, as MSL comes rolling on in. The second tap delivered to Modi, leaving just one man to end it all. That'll be S-Tag. And he's in a 1v4 over in Connector, completely in the sticks of things.
May as well try to play for exit kills here. No real chance of winning this one. Has the kit, has a flashbang, but apart from that, may as well save the UMP into the next round. They will get 1.4k for round loss bonus. And with the 1.4k, you can see $2,300 right now for SC-Tag, so he will have enough to drop over an M4. Keep the kit, keep the flashbang as well. Has a Deagle. So, into the next round for Heroic, we could be seeing SC-Tag drop over the Deagle, drop over a UMP, invest into an M4. He has a flashbang as well to try and utilize for his squad. But for North, a simple play towards the A site. They gifted the first kill. They gifted the kill towards A long. MSL on the site as well decimates that anchor from North, sorry, from Heroic. And they all fall like dominoes one by one. And it will be the first buy going in favor of North. So let's see what the buy is going to be like now. The counter buy from Heroic.
Messy, one way to describe it. Already just a 1 UMP for now. Options being really evaluated. Yeah, waiting. There you go. They go for the UMPs, which is kind of what I expected, but...
And the Deagle as well, given over to Yugi. So 3 UMPs, a Deagle for Yugi. Diffuse kits, only real utility right now for Modi and SC-Tag. But apart from that, it will be a fairly weak buy from Heroic. Can North win this one? Force out an eco from Heroic into round number 5, and then suddenly get that lead, a 3-2 advantage potentially. Now we're starting to see the common setup towards Connector, where you molly out the stairs, and then you grenade on top of the stairs as well, just in case there's a player on top of it. And already the first kills go back and forth. A 4 versus 4 now. Snappy has low HP as well, which means we're still favoring North into this one.
I think as well, it'll be interesting to see if they expect this aggression towards long. It's predictable because they just did it a moment ago. And again, it's KGB to catch it. A simple headshot. MSL going to be pushing up towards the site. This time around, Yugi will punish him. The Deagle connecting, but goes for the second. That double dip play, not going to happen. It's a complete write-off. North, they've taken the site. The bomb plant is going to come on in. And Heroic, yet again, nowhere to be seen.
Snappy and SC-Tag have no real reason to try force this one. Save the M4, save the AK into the next round. Much higher chance of winning that one than winning this 2 versus 3 retake with the bombs already been planted. So North, again, a very simple round being played out right now, being called by MSL. 2 towards Connector, 1 towards B, 2 towards A. You take control of Connector, you then split and crunch towards middle. You make your way towards long tallest, you make your way towards long, you catch out that player towards A long. And then from there, you then slowly take your control towards the A-bomb site. Very slow, methodical play coming out from North. The problem is you can see the mismatch in tempos. This is one of the problems that can happen sometimes where you play this best of 2 prior, where Heroic played the long game versus NiP. And they're used to, you know, playing at that tempo. And you can see North is playing a lot slower. They're slowing things down and Heroic aren't ready for it.
Certainly a problem they're going to have to try and get past. Hopefully just a minor hiccup. I definitely think we're so early into this game, you never really know, but...
That's one of the problems though. Having a minor hiccup like this at the start of your CT side can really be detrimental going forward.
Especially on Overpass, all things considered.
Indeed. So, round number 5, and it will be the... Apart from the players that saved, and Eco coming out from Modi, Yugi, and Nico. 2 M4s, that salvage is going to be boosted up as well as SC-Tag tries to get the first kill towards B short.
Curious to see if Valley was going to open up the door, but will be naded off anyway. Nico has to be so careful. A flash that blinds both players. A second one to be thrown out. The rifle actually being put to pretty good use there.
Exactly. You want to have these rifles play aggressive. The reason being is you don't want the initial duels to be taken versus Modi of the USP or Yuki of no Kevlar. You want the early kills, the aggression from these AKs.
The push comes up on towards the site. Estak spotting out one. Doesn't take the duel though. Waiting. His patience going to come back to crush him. The molly pretty much doing it all. Config meanwhile did take down Yugi. It sets us up in pretty good stead for North to get themselves onto the site. This time around, however, the retake is doable. It's instigated by Nico, who finds himself a crafty double. More to be done. MSL tucked in towards Truck. Can Nico make it work? He was the clutch factor against NIP, but he shall not be the same in this matchup today as North will move forward 3 for 2. But that's a pretty good round still for Heroic.
It is indeed. 2 to 3 now as predicted after North claimed the first buy round victory. As we head into the 6th, it will be the AWP for KGB now. It's going to be interesting to see how they work the AWP from KGB. Is he going to be the supporter style AWP where KGB holds Monster while the rest of the team pushes up towards close Monster? Is he going to be trying to go for the aggressive peaks? Is he going to be going first, trying to get the initial entry frag? And already you can see he's holding up, he's posted up towards Monster.
Heroic taking their time, waiting to see what will come their way. Config being spotted out towards short, but on a single kill yet to be found. Only scrapings of damage being applied either side. MSL finally going to open things up, and well, as an entry fragger right now, he's done his fair bit this game so far, strolling up on towards A site multiple times, and now does it again towards B. Now, the beauty of this situation is North don't have to push too hard. They've got so much time to work with. They've got so much utility. As you would say, Snods, they have so much flexibility.
Not sure if I'd say that, but I agree.
The point's the same.
Yeah, the point is exactly the same. Why are they flexible? They're flexible because they have utility and time, as you said. They can throw an execution towards the A bomb site. Because they have control of connectors, well, they can do a fast rotation back towards B and sell a fake towards A. Because Heroic are playing in the sites, they're not playing forward towards the toilets, forward towards B short. Again, they can fake the sites. Use connector as a vantage point to split the sites. Sorry, fake the sites and be a fast rotation towards the other side. So, very flexible indeed, and it will be the fake coming out towards the B side, and the actual play and the actual hit towards A. Let's see if it's going to catch Heroic off guard.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Config basically being caught with his pants down, but Heroic were unable to find the kill. And with that said, the rotation has been baited. Nico backed off from the site. Still able to find the kill as the push does come in. Yugi holding the angle. Pushes up. A risky move, but it pays off with a quick kill. More to be done. The molly going to come down. The bomb trying to be planted, but Snappy, something to say. And that locks in the round. Just like that, North, a pushback.
No one there from North holding the planter towards Truck means that the bomb will not go down. The time will eventually run out. But not before KGB and Valde can save. Oh, sorry, Config and KGB can save. So 3 to 3 with the scoreline. And the money is now dwindling for North. This is, okay, I say this a lot, it's where it's the pivotal rounds. Both of these teams have low money. Both of these teams can be reset. Both of these teams can be forced onto ecos and low force buys. This round is the pivotal one that really will dictate and show us this first half scoreline.
AZ looking to take the reins of this game. Push his team forward up to 4. And a play here that could do just that. All he has to do is get a read on the fact they're pushing up through Monster. If he can feed that back to his team, it'd be crucial, but it seems unaware. Blissfully so. Position of S-Tag suddenly pays so much more.
1 minute 10 left on the clock here. Easy holding for an aggression push towards short from Heroic, but instead they're actually playing 3 towards the A site, and they're playing a very similar setup that Astralis usually pull off with KRB and Device towards A. You have KRB close towards A long, Device towards stop sign with the AWP, and eventually you can flash for your rifler and you can push and get information. And information is now found as Tag finds the first frag.
Flash is going to be thrown. That allows him to re-peek over very confidently in towards Config, who will bite his head off. Of course, meanwhile, Yuki putting in work with the AWP. Modi was given time to position himself back towards the corner. Snappy playing alongside him means kill after kill, blow after blow. Heroic will survive.
Round number 8 now, and it's going to be the force buy potentially from North. But then again, they have $3,000 across the board on some of these players, so they can save this one and buy up into their next. But this is why that round was pivotal, Ryan, because it was 3 to 3. Both the teams were low on money. Heroic winning this round going 4 to 3. They're going to force out the weak buy from North. 2 AKs, 3 CZs, low amount of utility. This has to be a fast played round from North. And if they win this one, they go 5 to 3. They're versus the Eco, suddenly 6 to 3. This is what I meant about it being pivotal and really setting up the first half, because we could be seeing a soaring lead already for Heroic if they can secure these next 2 rounds, and they should do when you consider the odds in terms of the utility, the firepower, the CZs for North. And when you are lacking utility, it's hard to play the longer duration rounds because you don't have the depth of utility to go for the late round executions where you can throw out early smokes, they go for a re-hit, force out the Molotovs from the CT side. Nevertheless, though, will be conflict this time lurking towards the A-bomb site. MSL is known for his 4-1 start of CS, where he sends 4 towards one site and 1 on his lonesome towards the other site as he tries to set a fake on his own. With a minute left, will it work?
NiKo flashing through the smoke, baiting out conflict. Meanwhile, a bit of a face come down towards B, and well, it's a bit of a bloodbath, to be honest, but Heroic, they do take the edge. 4 versus 3, of course. Valet trying to see if he can work his way around the pillar. Modi in position to nearly be caught off, but the molly is causing a serious problem. This KGB swings out nice and wide. This leaves us in still a tough predicament. And KGB really trying to be the instigator in this round, but Snappy, too damn quick. Leaving just conflict on such a huge flank that it's doable.
1 versus 3. Molotov, 20 seconds as well, the bomb dropped towards Pip. As he will chuck out that molly towards CT low. The problem is, though, Snappy is still towards Graffiti.
Repeat after repeat, wasting conflict's time, and it is so precious at this point. It's kill after kill. He can't even get close to the bomb. He just takes the jewels. They're pushing him.
Why
It's
did you
risky.
peek anyway. Fair enough there, Yugi. You found that final frag, but then again, there was chance to potentially throw it all away. 5-3, and now North are going to be forced onto an eco.
It's one of those moments where discipline really is something that comes to mind.
Yeah, sometimes the heat of the moment. Obviously, maybe his teammate called for a 3-2-1 face. I'm not quite too sure, obviously. So, round number 9, 5-3, eco now for North. And these rounds have been close. 3 versus 3s, 2 versus 2s. It's come down to the wire for both these teams. That's why the money was so low earlier on. But now, versus the eco, Heroic have to have 4, 5, stay alive, try to rack up some kills onto Snappy's UMP. That's why he's playing aggressive in this scenario. But get the cash now while you're versus the weak buy from North.
North withdraw as Heroic advance. A good angle to be held by KGB, but not enough to deal with this UMP. Once again, an easy 600 bucks added to the bank. Modi taking the head clean off of MSL. Config will be working for a cheeky deagle or 2, but it's a tough gamble.
It is indeed. So far, so good from Heroic. With 5 players still alive, as long as they can keep this up as well going forward into the rest of this round. Just bow down 20 HP. Hazy as well will go down from S attack. Eventually, Valde will join him in his grave. So, 6-3, 5 players staying alive now for Heroic. This is looking so good. Money stacking up, $4,000-ish across the board aggregately. A 3-round advantage into round number 10. But now the buy is going to be coming out from North. KGB weighing up the odds to go for the AWP or not. And if he does go for the AWP, how is he going to utilize it? Are they going to be using the AWP as a map control tool? What I mean by that is have the AWP peek towards a long. Walk the AWP towards toilets. Have the AWP clear toilets. Have the AWP clear banana. And use it as a tool to get map control. That way you can save your utility if you're light on utility. And that way you can really try to get the first kills with the AWP.
Looks like an interesting point of contention. Will in fact be connector as NiKo goes for a bit of a wander on through. Valde caught, I think, a molly in his hand. A little awkward, but it is what it is. Flash to be thrown on over, allowing MSL to set up his teammates towards long. As he'll be joining the pack, using that AWP as pretty much a tin can opener. Try and pierce on into this Heroic CT side. As they do just come barraging down A-long. No one there to stop them. Smoke to be thrown, Modi. A little bit further back, the flash is going to be good. They peek in very, very awkwardly. And these are just simple pickings. MSL still desperately trying. KGB now posted up on towards truck, which has been molly. But this is tough. Making it work, MSL bit by bit. Has to go for the plant now, of course. Easy holding the flank. That starts to work out. Bringing us back to a 3 versus 3.
That 1 kill from AZ may be the final factor for Heroic into this round as they push through the CT stairs, but eventually get met by the firepower from North. KGB with the AWP made the smart decision to invest into the AWP, and it paid off as he finds the final 2 kills in the afterplan. Well, that was the job said and done. AZ fired that kill towards connector, meant there was no flank coming in from Heroic, which therefore meant they were funneled in towards the setup from North. MSL and KGB playing that crossfire, gave 0 chances for Heroic. That's one of the issues where if your lurk player dies and suddenly you're funneled in towards one position, it's very easy for the T's in the upper plant to find success. So, round number 11. 6-4 being the scoreline. Heroic had a 6-3 advantage, but nevertheless is slowly getting closer and closer to this matchup. It will be the AWP again invested for Yugi and a full 4-man rifle buy from Heroic. As Modi may get the drop here on Valde, but actually snapping to chime in and get the first kill.
That's so unfortunate for Valde. Unfortunately, the molly landed right behind him, so forced him to kind of go for this wide swing play, this ballsy gambit out on towards B. Just never really paid off because there were so many different ways he could die, and, well, we saw Snappy get it done perfectly. Now, of course, that sets North up at a disadvantage. The bomb has been picked up and kind of grouped up with the team towards the B site. However, getting onto that site is another issue in itself. The defenses are there, the lines are up, the utility non-existent.
Exactly, this is the difference maker. It's all coming down to the firepower from Heroic. There's no Molotovs, flashbangs to warden off North, and it all comes down to the Angels.
MSL acting as the entry fragger right now again for North, getting it done. I have to say, major credit to him as Modi dances around the back of the box, looking for someone to do the tango with. As the peak comes up, the Fandango is complete, as it's a perfect double kill to lock it in for Heroic.
4 players surviving as well for Heroic, and that is crucial going forward. After being reset, having 4 alive means they can finally start to find some stability into this half. But then again, these rounds are expensive for Heroic. Only Snappy and Modi can buy up into the next round if North win this one. But then again, we look at the buy, there's a low chance of that happening. Deagles, CZ, no utility, no Kevlar, just pure aim coming out from North. And once again, I'm building the same narrative here for Heroic where can they have 4 or 5 stay alive? Can they build their money going forward? When we're coming to the latter portions of this first half as well, Ryan, it's all about the rounds. But more importantly, because there's not many rounds left to be played, if Heroic can get good money here, they can buy out for the rest of the half.
Let's just drive the economy game. Counter-Strike isn't as one-dimensional as some people may think. It's not all pretty much aim. There's a lot more that goes into it, the mental side. A lot of tactic and strategy in itself. So far, so good. Bit of damage being exchanged on the other side, but then the real lick on towards Snappy, and S-Tag's down to 55, but looks like not a single kill will even be claimed unless Conflict has something to say about it, as it is all on him. Now Deagle, it's a pretty good weapon for this sort of thing. Unfortunately, the shots just aren't going to go his way. Heroic, they do keep it clean, 5 players. And that's a huge boon for their economy.
Round number 13, 8-4. And do North go for another eco after being harshly reset? And it seems so. Their money is awful. And it's going to be the 2 Glocks coming out for AZ and MSL. 2 Deagles for KGB and Valde, and then Config going to be wielding that CZ and Kevlar. And for Heroic, again, at this point, money doesn't really play too much of a factor. Rounds are the commodity into the late half. So can they claim 9?
Config pushing on in. So far, so good. Valde a second on Modi. Concern starts to come through as the bomb plant is going to be found. Heroic tested in the idea of their retake. Yugi with the pick on KGB is a good start, but MSL has a rifle to his name and is getting aggressive. Going to catch them by surprise, and it works out. Takes down Snappy. More to be achieved as they stand at a 4v2. An AWP in play, which is almost worst taste for Heroic right now, as Yugi goes for wallbang after wallbang, but nothing is found. Disaster has struck.
Nico going to try to play for exit kills here. It's the best they can ask for. They know that the money is going to be low for North. So as many kills as they can get and as many rifles they can take out of the hands from North, the better.
Finding 1 kill at bare minimum. Hoping for that. Sort off the second. It will not get gifted to him. On the upside though, Heroic do keep an AWP and a rifle. With their current economic situation, that leads to a pretty solid buy overall. They should have everything they need to compete in this 14th and potentially even 15th.
Penultimate round of the first half. 8-5 as North claim victory on just Deagles, Glocks, CZs.
Look, Kevlar on all but 1, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it's just config by now, Kevlar. What a good Molotov there towards T-Stairs. Let's see how Heroic are going to try and battle off against it. The problem is they've sent 3 players here, when actually the real play is towards the B-bomb side from North. S-Tag
going to be trying to spot this out. Fortunately, the smoke making that a little bit more difficult for him, but gets close to it. Very typical play. Right in front of the flashbang, and it works out. There's the first kill. MSL putting him down to 5 HP. Config, meanwhile, does rip the head off of Modi to make things a little bit more even. Zestak still standing, waiting for that short play to come in. Nico helping his teammate. It's the flank from behind. Yugi picking down Valde, and it all crumbles for North. Just MSL, one man standing, up against 4. What could he possibly do? Being shot at from behind, left, right, and center. Hunting Snappy right in front of him. Every avenue of attack is under pressure. He's trying to survive. Mollied him out. Snappy, so damn quick.
9-5 as we head into the final round of the first half. Big round here for North, but not big money. UMP for MSL. AK going to be invested into by AZ. Let's see what the remaining players from North do invest into. 2 Galils, 1 AK, CZ for KGB, and a UMP for MSL. Decent utility down to a few of the players from North, so they can try to play a slower pace around, but it seems like they will be going hard and fast, towards Monster. Let's see if it pays off.
Molly comes down. There's a lot of damage to be done. Easy dropping a smoke, but a little too late. Frag grenade to be thrown towards short. Creates a bit of damage, allowing for this quick 2-for-1. Estak trying to swip it around, but MSL again piercing open this B site. Time and time again, it's this factor that allows North to swing for these rounds. This 3 versus 3 made possible. The Snappy looks to shut it down. There's a quick kill on Config for you, but more to be done by Snappy as he dives on a round 3 monster. Punishes MSL, leaving just AZ. The Swiss Army knife that has to try and contend with short and deal with that player embedded towards tunnels. It will not happen. Nico will take his head right off. It'll be Heroic to get a 10-5 half.
Would you believe it? Heroic, double digits on 10, North on 5. Let's see how this second half unfolds after this quick break.
Welcome back, folks. 10-5 is where we left you. And now we're joining you, going live into our second half with North on that CT side, Heroic over on that T side. Alex, this one is surely going to be quite contested. The pistol has a lot of value here for Heroic.
Oh, 5 players was the B side already from North, as it seems like they're going to be going for the counter read onto Heroic, but actually a game of cat and mouse, and so far Heroic had the lead.
Looks like MSL may well figure that out. Nico, aware that the push has come through.
Oh.
They are chasing him, though. These USBs hungry. Look at the smoke being dropped. That's really difficult for him to survive, as they will push around the right-hand side. Meanwhile, of course, the entirety of the A site has been taken.
Let's see how good these after-plant positions can be for Heroic, though, as Valde finds another one.
There's your answer. Not looking good at all right now, is it? 5 versus 3. They need some quick kills. They need a quick advantage. Snappy says, I've got this, boys. Let's go. Charges down. Straight in towards bank. Holds them off. A lot of damage being done, but a lot of time being spent. Forces them to push into him. Snappy with 2 kills. The rest of the team still swinging, but has he done enough? Yugi has himself a deagle. The bomb being defused, and they are just body blocking at this point. They're saying, you know what, you got to take us all down if you want even a chance of making this happen.
Yeah, well played there from Heroic. Stacking the bodies against MSL, going for the defuse. 6 to 10 as it will be the second half pistol won by North. Heroic in the bomb down, so therefore they will be saving into this round and buying up into the next one with their AKs.
North definitely going to be hungry to make some money with these SMGs.
Exactly. This is the thing, right? When you know you're playing versus the AKs as well, you're going to hunt for these kills versus the unarmored opponents. But let's see if they can stack up the cash on the SMGs.
Pushing out towards long. So far, so good. They found their prey. Now all they've got to do is munch on it. Simple as that. The kills begin to all fold in. Only one man left, and that'll be Yugi. Comes in towards, of course, a wonderful little area on the map on Overpass. Nice and creative. Some flowers on the wall, a bit of dragon as well. Good himself, just really staring at it, having a great little time. As eventually, will be Yugi put to his grave.
Even though a kid drew it, it's probably going to be abstract art nowadays, isn't it? Probably go for millions on the free market.
That is modern art in 2017.
Exactly, exactly. Anyway, 7 to 10. North claiming the second half pistol. If they had lost that, Ryan, this could have been a 13 to 5 scoreline. 8-run advantage for Heroic. At that point, you know, you're going to be saying, okay, Heroic have got this one in the back. But actually, now this game's getting a lot more competitive. 7 to 10, and it will be the SMGs brought into the first Byron as well into the second half. MP7 for Config, MP9 for AZ, UMP for Valde. Only 2 rifles to be utilized and wielded by North into the second half first buy round. And for Heroic, just the SMG for Nico. Instead of buying the AK Kevlar and light utility, he's gone for the UMP Kevlar and full utility to try aid his team.
Passive play from Heroic. All fielding opportunities across the map, whether it's mid, towards A long, or even just waiting for a target over on towards B. Hungry to see if anyone will push on through short, overextend through monster, anything really along that storyline. Oh, that's too damn close. MSL, 21 HP. S-Tech eating him alive right through the wall. The AK to steal away the frag.
Pivotal first kill found as it goes to the 5 versus 4. 55 seconds left as well on the clock as the bomb is still towards middle. And now that's going to spread the CT defense so thin. 2 towards A, 2 towards B. A fake right now would be very easy to sell, but it seems that they're just going to be committing a 5-man attack now towards the A site with the man advantage.
The flash is good. AZ should be able to achieve absolutely nothing. He gets a bit of damage, but the point still stands. It's 2 quick frags. North, left with just Config and Valde, basically have to commit to the save. I don't see a reality here where they look for much more than any simple exit frags. Knowing full well Snappy and Nico are so low, there's a chance there, but that's only it. Money to be made, exit frags to be found, but it will be Heroic moving to 11.
7 to 11. As we head into round number 19, the first buy round of the second half is claimed by Heroic, but then again, North will have money in the bank after claiming the pistol, after claiming the round win versus the Eco. They had, I believe, 5 alive anyway, so how will their money fare? As right now, it's going to be tested. Heroic with a simple, very, very simple round being played out. Entertite gets the wall bank in onto MSL, and then suddenly it forces a lot of pressure to North. They have to go 2 towards A, 2 towards B. And one of the things is what that happens. Usually you'd expect North to then push, either push up through Monster, push up through A long. One of those 2 caveats to basically get information, to go for a stack because they're lacking the man defense. Instead, Heroic just forced the issue. They clubbed together, and because they were together with the man advantage, it's very easy to play the trade kills. And when you have the man advantage, you get the trade kills, you will always fall in your favor.
Mollies begin to work their way out. All with the idea of halting North in their tracks.
Yeah, this Molotov as well towards connectors become a lot more prevalent in the current meta.
Cut back that, correct?
Oh, again, Entertite gets him, this time not through a wall, but through smoke.
At least they can trade it back, though, this time. I mean, Valde getting the double. Problem is, then you had Yugi into the mix, and he kind of just brings it back with a frag on AZ. Makes us in this 3 versus 3. I was going to pitch the question of what can you do if you're kind of Heroic and you're getting these early frags.
What you can do is go towards the B side because you know Config's the low man there, gets the first kill, tries to spread out the second, but unfortunately Money survives. The bomb can go down. There's a... Oh, no smoke, actually. As the smoke misses, actually, towards Heaven, so... This may get a lot more awkward for Heroic. They need a smoke towards Heaven. They need some utility to be used to try warding off North.
I actually think they might be happy here, though. Just looking at the position of Muddy, sure, they can't play time or anything along that, but the peaks can come in and they can play it together, and if the push was to happen, Muddy would be able to deal with them. But Yugi, anyway, does find the double. So it's not all downhill. Of course, now you do look at the economy of North, and you realize they basically desperately need a credit card. Got nothing left. Only 2 players with any sort of reasonable bank. Everyone else lowballing it.
Precisely. Thing is there, even though Valde got those 2 kills towards A long, and it made it 3 versus 3, the problem is Valde and Co. I'm not sure which player it was as well. There's conflict towards B, but I don't know which player was joined with Valde. The problem was Heroic knew there was 2 players towards A long, and if there's 2 players towards A long, and there's only 3 players alive on the CT side, there's only maximum 1 player towards the B side, so they stack up together. They have a 3 versus 1 versus Config. Config gets the first kill, then gets traded out, and the 2 versus 2 with the site being in control of Heroic as well. You've got to be favouring Heroic in that scenario, especially when you had Modi towards Water, playing the headshot angle towards Heaven and towards CT lower. Yuki as well with a well-timed peek towards Heaven, catches both those players off guard, lines them up and takes them both down. So, once again, a very well-played round from Heroic where they use information to their advantage and they calculate their risks from it.
I think this is a very simple point to raise as well, which just comes down to North giving away the first frag every round. Estag has been a master.
MSL is getting rather unlucky in that scenario, so you can't really put too much weight on him.
Occasion beat, early frag with the ADP though, a welcome change. As Nico will lose his life. Very little weaponry, it's quite messy for North right now, those 2 CZs.
But this is good though, look at this B site with the CZ, it's exactly what you want if you're Heroic.
Valde getting face first, pushed up on short, does find himself the frag. Modi starting to work his way back into things. Of course, a lot of pressure now for him as he has to step up in a time of need. May have just spotted his head, but not totally sure. Valde, meanwhile, dancing around the back of the pillar. Leave Modi all alone, surrounded by 3 players. Could get himself up towards A if he wanted to, but I mean, we could expect someone to rotate up and cause some problems nonetheless.
He has the bomb, and the thing is, you have to be worried about getting spotted towards Heaven. You can actually see connected door from Heaven towards B short. But smart rotation already from KGB. You can go towards stop sign, hold the long cross, hold the mid cross as well. No real chance for him to collect the bomb down unless if he walks up long and times KGB, gets that kill, gets the bomb down, there could be room for improvement here. But unfortunately, KGB is ready for an 8-12 BR scoreline as we head into round number 21. So I said the wrong thing, actually. I said it's great for Heroic. I meant it's actually great for North. The reason being is Heroic lose a man early towards A, and then instantly they go for the rush towards the B site, and they're rushing into close quarters CZ's. Dream scenario for North. It's exactly what you want. When you have a low buy in terms of low firepower, low utility, you want a fast round, which is exactly what Heroic gave them, a fast round. And you want close quarters battles, which is exactly what Heroic gave them. So that round played out really into the favor of North.
There is one upside for Heroic though, and that is the economy of North. They spent every last penny going into this round. If Heroic were then to take this, it sets them up in very good stead to go forward, not only to 13, but likely even 14.
Precisely. But of course, have to claim this round before we can talk about anything to do with money. As it will be the bomb towards middle once again. A very normal default coming out from Heroic. 1 towards B, 1 towards connected, and 3 towards the A side. You molly out banana stairs towards toilets, you smoke out front toilets, and then you take control of the map systematically. And that is an ideal situation. MSL gets aggressive, he walks into the 2-man setup there from Heroic. And this is a very normal default coming up from Heroic, and it's really finding success. They now have control of toilets. Or do they? As AZ has the forward position. So he's going to have the information knowing that actually Heroic have gone back towards the B site. You can see Config's going to be rotating in towards B. Biggest issue right now is where is Config, and he's actually towards Heaven. I thought for a second he may have been towards Banana on the minimap. So 2 towards B from North, and maybe a 3rd as well, as Cajun B is going to be making his way towards the B bomb site, but is he fast enough?
All comes down to this. Valde pushed up towards Barrel, the peak comes in, doesn't find a singular kill. Config starts to work away at his opposition with a simple headshot, leads to a kill, but the bomb plant does come in, then Config strikes. But it's not quite enough. Heroic with an advantage. Banking on the Yugi. What a shot. Cajun B left lifeless with his AWP. AZ swinging on 5 HP to try and bring this one back. The smoke towards short basically idolizes him out of the round. The door to be shut. That door shutting pretty much symbolizes North right now and where they stand in this game. But Heroic feeling very confident towards the end of this now.
They will be. You can see that the ones warmed up after having the long-winded game versus NIP, and it seems like they're finding their second wind into their performance, as it's going to go 13-8. And as you said before, raising the issue of North's money. How is he going to be favouring? AZ can drop over another M4. But apart from that, oh gosh.
Yeah.
So this could be CZs, this could be a UMP for config, an M4 drop from AZ, 2 rifles potentially, and a UMP and 2 CZs.
You see the problem this causes though, Heroic, like when this, you know, you look at a 14-8, you're potentially looking at 15-8. It's
well, the thing is right now for North, they have to buy potentially for every single round that comes forward.
It's a game-ending blow.
Yeah, potentially. North have to buy up every single round now because they need rounds on the board. They cannot forfeit a 15-8 scoreline. You know, realistically speaking, how often do you see teams win 7 rounds in a row? Versus how often do you see teams win 4 spies with CZs and a UMP? So, in terms of your chances and weighing up your odds, it seems like North may have to invest into each and every round for the remainder of this first map.
Not ideal, but let's see if they have any might left in them. Heroic, of course, going for that victory rush as Nico comes on through, takes down Cajun B. So many bullets right now just being thrown on out as Heroic spam away on everything.
This is the thing, when you lose that first player towards the B-bomb site, AZ is trying to go for counter-aggression towards mid to get information. You know, you take those risks. Sometimes they pay off and sometimes they don't.
That's an example of paying off, at least.
Exactly. 4 versus 3. 55 seconds left on the clock now as the bomb is towards A long. All players now from Heroic aimed and set their gaze towards this A-bomb site. Can Valde and Config with a CZ hold the line, hold the aggression that Heroic about to bring to this one?
Flying on through. There's one, there's two. Valde here to play. The Danish All-Star trying to see if he can step up. Config playing around the back of truck. Nico stepping in with at least a headshot to shut him down. Makes it a 2 for 2. Now the flash has gone nice and high. That gives us about 25 seconds to work with here for Heroic. MSL is in towards bank, but Config such a good position. The CZ out, drops the bomb. That could be the round. MSL swings into action, giving North their 9th. In their moment of need, they sneak it in.
Now the reset for Heroic, as they're the one facing the economic crisis. 3,000 for Snap 8, and he can... Ooh, can he? No, he can't. 1.4k for the first round loss, which is this one. 1.9k for the next one, so... potentially no AWP unless Snap 8 goes glass cannon. Which means even less of a chance for Heroic into this one. We know how important Yugi Zorp is for this roster. Valde, obviously the king of the last round towards A long, the difference maker, pushing through the long smoke with a well-timed flashbang. This is going to be Cajun B this time towards A long.
Yeah, he took it at pushes. Kind of curved himself around the corner now. Somewhat overwhelmed, but looks to be pretty comfortable right now in this element as AZ plays alongside him. Snappy was able to get one in with a deagle, but that is all there is left to be said. As North did find it all, and they may find themselves their 10th. Things become a little more competitive. I mean, nicely done by Cajun B in fairness. Sure, they don't have any Kevlar, but hey, get the job done.
So, 10-3, 10-3, 10-13 even, as North bring this one back ever so closer. UMP once again for Valde, AK retrieve from one of the corpses from Heroic onto Config, or again from KGB, going for the mid-aggression, but actually he will peek just a second too late, won't be able to catch them off guard as he will be flashed off the angle as the fullback. Girl for Yugi, and 4 AKs to want to finish off the rest of the Heroic buys. MSL goes for information, spots out one player towards short, takes the duel and wins it. And now we're starting to see the shift of momentum where North are the ones getting that first kill.
I feel revitalized almost playing with an extra bit of tenacity. Occasion beat, Valde all chiming on in. Heroic being dropped on dead, Snappy trying to claw something back, but refrag after refrag, it gets worse and worse. AZ transferring up on towards Yugi to push North up to 11. And look at where Heroic stand. We're back at a standpoint where the game is all to play for, because this should go 13-12.
Should indeed, and at that point North only 1 round behind. And for North as well, you can see what MSL is doing towards connecting. Smoking out connector around and around and around again. He's jump spotting towards B short, trying to see if he can find that first player. If he spots a player towards B short, he's instantly calling for a flashbang. And once the flashbang comes in, he goes for that peek and he gets that first kill.
Snappy, going to be looking to get aggressive. AZ Already making it work so far with the AK. Hungry for a second. Could even dip in for a third, but unfortunately a little too low for that. Snappy will take him down. Heroic have to be careful, of course, that AK. Potentially a little too hot to handle. As the push comes in, it will be dropped. Leaving just these two pistols now.
2 versus 4. I'll make it a 1 versus 4 for Snappy. Only 1 kill found behind these CZs and Kevlar, which means North's money's going to be looking strong going forward. And obviously to the next round, Heroic can't buy. So right now, Snappy trying to go for consolation frags, trying to see if he can dent North's economy as much as possible, playing for these exit kills.
So much time for him to work with, at least. Of course, MSL playing almost dangerously close to him. He's almost a battle of timing here. Snappy does capitalize on crossing. Fortunately, Cajun B is going to be there to find the trade. North, just like that. Make it just 1 round that stands between the two.
Pause coming out, and a good one of that from Heroic, I imagine. It is indeed. So, for Heroic, what do you try to change up? I feel like their mid default is working very well. Sending 1 player towards B short, 1 player towards B, 3 towards middle. The only problem is the single player going towards B short is playing a little bit too aggro, I believe. MSL's found that kill twice now. Potentially play, oh god, this is hard to call. Maybe 1 outside B, forget B short, play towards the barrel, towards T-spawn at B instead of playing the aggro position. Just play more passive, don't give up the first kill. Because it seems like rounds where Heroic don't give up the first kill, they seem to be winning. They're very good in the mid rounds. So, 1 outside B, 1 towards connector, 3 towards middle. Do the typical Overpass T default where you smoke out front toilets, sorry, you flash mid. If there's a mid smoke from the CT side, you wait for the smoke to fade, you smoke out front toilets, you molly out the banana stairs, you then take control of middle, you then take control of the long toilets, you then take control of A long, and you systematically approach the map with time and you try to gain real estate, and at that point you force the CTs back onto the sites. As I said before, once the CTs are on the sites, you can then really have effect with your fakes. Because at that point, the CTs lack information, and they will panic versus a good execution.
Well, let's see how things play out. Of course, Cajun B looking to carve his way into this with the AWP. It's a good shot, but unfortunately goes a little bit awry. Nico going to be getting aggressive in towards Cajun B, holding the angle again, baited by the shoulder peek. This is where Estak can begin to shine, as he's in the right place. Easy. A swift headshot to bring it right back. More to be done as Estak continues advances up on towards that site. Wrapping towards long now, gets so aggressive, Easy. Crumbling at the final moment. Valde, at least trying to make it happen, but he'll burn in the flames. How many more kills are we giving to Estak right now? He's on for 4. But finally shut down. Yugi and Modi, the 2 for Heroic, to wave that flag. Try and carry it forward. Up against Config, of course. Has himself the kit, but no utility. And he's spotting it towards B. And this may well be the best decision he's made.
Oh, the timing.
Why do I say that?
Unfortunate there for Config, but actually we'll get...
Is it enough? Right, the Modi's been thrown, so he 100% knows what's going on, but he can't deny the plant. Yugi, depending on if he faces or not, may well give up the kill. Just waiting to see when Modi will show his face. The push begins to work its way in, but Modi just holding, so patient. So rewarding for Heroic.
No real chance there for Config after Modi had such a forward position towards CT lower. If Config went for the lower push towards, obviously, CT lower, Config would have shot on the back. And obviously, jumping out of heaven, he gets shot on the side of the head. So, regardless, nice try. But it will be 14-12 and another buy, though, regardless, from North. 4 M4s and an AWP for Cajun B. And the Fuscus as well with good utility. So this is a strong round here for North.
The flash leaves them blind and pushes them back. Nico going to begin to advance off the back of that. Slow and steady. That's the motto of Heroic right now, to begin to work their way out on towards A. Just advancing through the various different areas of mid and such. Towards MSL, just playing on the other side of the smoke. Bit of damage being exchanged, but nothing too crazy.
This is the mid default I like. 3 towards A, 1 towards connector, 1 outside B, and they've actually taken control of connector, so now there's 4 towards A. And now they have control of connector. They can sell these fakes if they want to, but actually, the trades go 1 for 1, but MSL makes it 2 for 1. But before Snappy comes back with a fast trade, 3 versus 3 now, as instant rotations come back towards the A side. But as I said before, because Heroic have control of connector, If they want, they can go back towards that B site with a matter of seconds. Instead, though, they're going to be slowing down the pace, so expecting some control, trying to be gained by North via aggression. They're hoping that someone from North peeks into the crosshairs. You can see they're holding towards A-Long, they're holding towards middle, they're holding towards connector. But it seems like no one from North will be taking the bait. And as the clock does dwindle down, do the chances for Heroic dwindle down as well?
3 smokes, 2 mollies.
Yeah, this is a good execution. You can smoke out stairs, smoke out bank, molly out truck as well, and flash the site. Let's see if it actually will come to fruition.
There you go, the smoke almost landing right at the feet. Valde, aware of that fact, gets himself positioned up towards truck. Cajun B starting the show strong, goes for a second peek. Snappy there to punish. Snappy, a second kill. Pulled out on Valde. Snappy actually able to then go follow up with the plant straight away, leaving Config so far out of the action, they can go for good after plants, which is so incredibly strong for Heroic.
And Molotov as well for Snappy to deny the defuse for another 6 seconds if he wants to. Config, though, will have the kit. Let's see if he can try and pull this one off.
Playing around the back of these crates. Molly. Is that missed? That's tragic. That's so unfortunate. Config just baiting for the peak, but Yugi so quick, it doesn't matter. Dismissed as the headshot is claimed.
3 match points for Heroic going forward as we go into round number 28. 15 to 12. North have to chain together, sorry. 3 rounds on the trot if they want to try putting this one back into overtime. They can no longer win in regulation. Heroic there. Again, I was saying before, this mid default from Heroic is really strong. North are now playing very passive towards connector. Before we saw aggression from MSL. And it seems like Heroic have the read where if MSL doesn't smoke out connector, MSL's not there.
A clash towards connector. The frag grenade gonna go right on out. Should do a lot of damage. Apparently it does nothing. I don't know how that does no damage, but interesting.
I believe it clipped the stairs.
Yeah. I love Counter-Strike and its innate physics sometimes, but hey, it works out. It forces them to push and it leads to a bit of an interesting battle. It's Config with his rifle. Able to eventually impede the steps of Nico. Patient B taking out Snappy. A pretty good advantage now for North. Yugi going for a no-scope. Ballsy move.
Any other gun that he lands that kill. The Glock, a USP, and he gets that frag onto MSL. Nevertheless, dominant left to play for. His money is towards Monster. But let's see. Bomb towards T-Spawn. The push coming out now from Cajun B towards middle. They have perfect information. They know they're not towards connected. They know they're not towards middle. They have to be towards T-Spawn on the B-bomb side.
Push comes in. Valde playing an off angle that's so surprising that Body really shouldn't be expecting it. I mean, he's peeking as tight to the wall as he can just to try and get as much info as he can gather. But this is a hard fight for him. Swings out wide, lands the headshot. Beautiful flick. The smoke towards short. Okay, getting better and better. Second smoke as well comes out, but they have to be aware of the short push. Something that Config almost certainly will do. They actually wait it out.
Characteristic, yeah. 3 versus 2 as he waits for his teammates to rotate in as now they have the man advantage to press.
Surprising, because Config always pushes that, and now they're getting punished for it. Yugi, the beast unleashed. 2 versus 2. The peak comes in. Cajun B missing his shots. That buys time for Modi. Yugi with the no-scope to send it home. That is disastrous. Config, known for pushing those sort of fights, makes the decision not to deny the plant, and from there, well, that's where the cookie crumbles.
Exactly. Uncharacteristic as well. Usually known for how aggressive he likes to play, but instead, it won't work out for him. So 16 to 12, I believe it was, and that's actually going to be the what? You said it before, they were on a six-map loss streak, and that will break it versus their domestic rivals. So very good odds for Heroic going into that one. And I said before, right, how on paper you'd expect North to just decimate the likes of a team like Heroic, but actually, when you factor in the domestics and how these players know each other so well, these players are friends outside the game as well, I imagine, so they know the little tendencies, they know the habits between these two players. And this is one of the things as well we noticed from the T-side from Heroic, where on the buy rounds, when MSL wasn't smoking out connector, it felt like S-Attack had a sixth sense, almost if he knows how MSL likes to play it, where if there's no smoke towards connector, then he knows that MSL's not there. And when MSL's not there, they can take control of connector for free, and then suddenly that makes the mid defaults a lot stronger because you have an extra man there from connector. Plus, it adds in the extra factor of the fakes towards A, the fakes towards B, where if you have control of connector, you can then fake the A site, the B site, and be in a matter of seconds towards the other site. You know, 6 to 7 seconds is like that.
time is everything in Counter-Strike. I think that's a big point in itself, right? You talked a lot about just those 6 or 7 seconds or 10, 15 seconds, everything it can all add up to.
But the thing is, right, when those smokes come in, you know, 1, 2, 3, that's 3 seconds, and already they're going to be down the stairs. You've got the player outside Monster that's pushing you through the smoke. So I think for me, from North, as soon as they let off the pedal, essentially, from connector control, you saw how much stronger that default was from Heroic, and it really paid dividends later on for Heroic.
I mean, that's what it was, right? It did come down to that one default that led into everything else.
Exactly. They're finding kills from it, they're getting map control, it opened up the defaults, sorry, the executions. Yep. You know, how many times did we see the smokes towards A from Heroic where Cajun B was left to try go for Kenny S-like shots towards default, towards A long, so impressed from Heroic. Obviously, they had that very long-winded game versus NIP. What was this? 3 overtimes in the first map, and then obviously
25-21.
I think that's only 2 or 3 overtimes, but nevertheless, you know, strong performance for the Danes in the domestic matchup, and let's see if North on Train can do better than that.
I think credit to Yugi. That would kind of be my final closing point, especially that final round as well.
Yeah. I feel like it wasn't really any players stepping up for me individually for Heroic. It's more of a team play. As I believe as a 5, they just play better Counter-Strike.
Just gel together. Well, folks, that is all for map number 1. Train is going to be coming up. We'll be right back with you in just a few minutes' time for map number 2.